Dear Johnnies, I need your advice. I've been going out with my missus for a year and a half now. We get on right well and I love her, to be fair. We went for a meal last week and she suggested that we move in together. I panicked a bit and didn't give her a straight answer. The lad said I'm mad to even consider it, that it's too soon, but I don't know, I'm torn. I'm 27 and I can't be a lad forever. What should I do? And we're going to call him Mick. That's not his real name.
Mick, of course you can be a lad forever.
Just take Johnny B's advice.
Yeah, just, look at me.
Oh, it's tough, like, isn't it?
Well, see, if Mick is living with a bunch of lads,
yeah,
you're having the crack. But with all that crack, you're missing out on other things. Because when you're living with lads, you're probably not eating right. You mightn't be sleeping right. You're probably not saving as much. You're probably not living in great comfort.
God, no, definitely not.
I lived in a house like where there was no furniture. No, we had windows and doors, and I swear one night, like, the boys broke up the kitchen table and put it in the fire. I mean,
did you have a couch?
We had a couch, all right, yeah. We had a big TV. And one of the boys got it from work. It's a huge television, but it was a rear projection television, if that makes sense. So not a flat screen. It was like a big commercial TV. It was like 5 foot wide and it was like huge. And sure, it got broken one night. And then there was a lad at the house party who had like a part in Fair City. Okay. And the character he played was Pierce. So I came down the next morning, like, and there was a lad from Tipperary inside in the television going like, look at me, I'm Pierce. You know? I like to read books, I'm Pierce. Inside in the television. It was so big that when there was a rugby match on, or like, the team, it would pan along for the national anthem. And if you kneel down beside the television, it looked like you were on the team. But you can't go on like that forever. No,
like living with lads is it's grand for a while, but it can grow tiresome, man. You're living in fucking. I remember living with the boys, and like for a whole winter we didn't have oil. Like we kept going, oh, must get the heating oil. And then it was like, yeah, will we go like 50 quid in each and just get like 150? Yeah, no water. Like whole winter went past, and then we're like, there's no point getting it out spring. Like, we were frozen. There was mold on the fucking
But
wall.
that's it. It's like, oh, I've no money, and then you're out drinking all weekend.
Yeah, oh no, and that was the way as well. Like, we were buying new clothes, but freezing our nuts off to get the new clothes.
That's you're all like subconsciously playing up to the lad culture and all trying to be hard men and not caring. Whereas like when you're living with your missus, she'll just grab you by the nipple and be like, hey.
She'll just take the money out of your account and get the oil, whether you like it or not. But there is comfort to be had in not living with a lad, living with lads.
Yeah, I have to give a shout out to my mate Joey the Lips, who I used to live with. Myself, the Grinder, and Joey used to live in a gaff. And like we used to do on a Tuesday or something, we'd try and watch a film together. Yeah. So you might go down, this is back in the day, you might go down to Extravision or something, get a film. and you give it to Joey, right? And then he'd be like, yeah, sure, look, we'll just make a cup of tea there and be into, in 2 minutes. You come in with the cup of tea, and Joey would be 5 minutes into the film. It's like, lad, what are you doing? Oh, sure, I said I'd throw it on. I was like, for fuck's sake. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
Your missus won't do that to you.
There comes a time when you probably get to that stage in life where like, I'm sick of being cold. I'm sick of being miserable.
You're just suggesting here that he move in to improve his living conditions as opposed to, what about moving in for love?
Oh, that's always an option too.
That is always an option, but I don't know. From in my experience, I didn't move.
How did you end up moving in with a girl?
Like I moved in with my girlfriend because I was living with the lads, and then we had a row, like a drunken row, like.
Yeah.
There might have
with
been,
the lads.
Yeah, with the lads. Sorry, yeah, and there might have been a couple of slaps thrown in the house, like. And then it was like, oh, I need to fucking move out here. And like, I just came out to Annie and was like, had a row with the lads there. Can I move in for a couple of days? Right? And she was like, yeah, look, move in for a couple of days. No matter. Like, I was like, grand, perfect. No matter. Moved in. That was a long time ago. No, I moved in for a couple of days and just never left.
Yeah.
You get used to it. Bit of heat, fussing over you, and it was always fussing for the first few days. They get over that fairly quick, but like,
see, like she had oil.
Yeah.
The boy, Chuck guy said no oil.
Central heating.
I don't know, like, see the perks of living with your missus, Mick. all those things.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to be eating better.
Yeah.
Because if it's your turn to cook, like if you're living with the lads, you're cooking for yourself or you're cooking for them, should be grand.
Yeah.
But if you're cooking something for your missus, you probably want it to be decent.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't want her eating bad food. Like, you have to be looking at her.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You need to keep her right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but
Keep her happy.
The one thing he alluded to there was they're together for a year and a half. Like, is that soon to be moving in, or is it like?
Oh, he's 27, so like, it depends. Like, I do think you need to sit down and have a conversation about. She obviously if she's the one suggesting that they move in together, she obviously wants the relationship to get a bit more serious. So is he ready for things to get a bit more serious? Like, have they talked about what their potential future is together, like marriage, kids down the line? Because I think you have to,
Yeah.
you have to be on the same page. Because it's no point being with a lad and then suddenly it turns out, oh, he doesn't want kids, or he wants to go off to Australia for a year.
At that age, I think when you get over 26, I remember one of the boys came home from Australia, from Care, a couple of years ago, and he said to me, like, wait till you turn 27. He said, it's like a flick goes in your head and you're like, geez, I may cop on now and start thinking about... And I was like, what? Like, I was like 24 at the time. I was like, yeah, whatever. Like, now I'm 28 now. And the flick is...
The switch has
switch is slowly starting to gauge you. But you do. He was like, you think differently. And you do. It's almost like you start maturing.
Oh, I'm going to have to throw that out to listeners. Is that a thing? At 27, lads start thinking different?
Like a quarter life crisis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
it
need
is.
feedback on this. I think you're pulling that out of your arse.
He said that to me. And I was like, yeah. And it is starting to come true now. You do start like think... Like, 4 or 5 years ago, I'd have been happy enough if I had €6 left in my bank account on a Tuesday. You know what I mean? I would have been like, I'll get through till Friday.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm thinking differently. I'm like, maybe I should have a tenner.
I don't think it's all, moving in with a woman isn't all like, roses in the garden. There are a lot of things that can go wrong. Like, you have to talk about paying rent. You have to talk about who's doing the cleaning, all that kind of thing. So,
I think it's the natural kind of stage in a relationship is like, you've been going out this long, right? It's either shit or get off the pot now. We're either going to work out or we're not. Like.
Yeah.
So you move it. Like, one way of finding out if you're going to work is you move in together.
yeah.
It'll either go terribly wrong and you'll be finished and you'll both be back, on Tinder, but you move in together, it goes well, and then you develop on to the next stage.
Yeah.
It is. There's one of those stages, like introducing someone to your friends or your family, going on holiday together.
But I'm telling you, like,
Living together is a serious one.
how, like, you can't go and get married without living together or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like you're missing a stage.
Well, I remember chatting to an English guy on holidays, and he was off abroad by himself because he was over doing some university work in Barcelona. And it just so happened that he sat down next to me and got chatting, and he ended up venting a load of stuff to me. But basically, he'd moved in with this girl after 3 months because he'd gotten her pregnant, and yeah, oh my God, like, he found living with her very hard because she was extremely dirty. And like, I was like, oh, how dirty is she? And he goes, well, she actually left a used sanitary towel on the bathroom floor.
Oh, that is.
I don't care how much of a hurry you're in.
There's no excuse.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah. Oh, beyond gross, like, beyond gross.
Dirty.
No, he's still going to have to look after the child. But,
Yeah.
lads, well, I feel like we, as Noel would say, we've missed the elephant in the room here, but moving in with your missus. Should you be doing loads of riding? Loads and loads of it.
It's not like that.
On tap.
So, yeah.
Turn on the tap. Riding comes out of it.
People think that. It's not like that.
Well, you haven't lived with me. No, you have.
No, I have. No. For you it is. For no. You get used to each other. Like, it's gas. Like, after a while, it's like living with your friend.
Yeah, right, okay. Can change the dynamic. So before, maybe if a young one is calling over or whatever, you're meeting up, at first, every time you call over, you're both probably making sure you're looking your best and all.
Yeah.
Then after a while, maybe she's calling over in the gym gear.
That's it. Like, after a while, you're sitting down, just Sudocrem everywhere. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's when you know you're going to stay together. Is when your missus comes out covered in Sudocrem all over her face. And it's
what have you been doing to her?
No, it's like, I have a couple of spots or whatever, like,
right.
Sudocrem on, like,
The mumps.
Yeah. No, that's
she's got chicken box, I've got chicken box. We're all good here.
no. I don't mean that. No, that's a whole different stage. But I think in this relationship, this guy's with her a year and a half. He's 27. Like, what's the worst that can happen if he moves in with her? It goes horribly wrong, but sure, at least he finds out.
Yeah.
Better to know than not know. Like, what's he carry on another 3 years? Then he moves in,
Yeah.
and then he's 30.
Yeah.
And it's a bit harder. You know?
Yeah. Well,
What if he's not ready?
Well, only he knows himself. Like, the boys here in this dilemma are telling him he's not ready. Like, of course they are. Like, they don't want to pay extra rent if he's living with them. But like, lads can be like that. Like, I know lads that are like that. They're like, why are you moving in with her? Like, you know what I mean? Have to crack with us. That's because they're missing something in their life.
They're at a different stage.
Yeah. So like, everybody kind of matures at a different level, I would say. Some more so than others.
The big thing when you move in with a missus, right? If you both start watching a TV series together, the ultimate betrayal then if you watch an episode without her. That's up there with the sanitary towel.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I remember fucking binging on Prison Break not so long ago, like, and it was like, be waiting at home and be waiting for her to finish work to watch the next episode. Like, come on, I'll drive the car faster.
yeah. Well, there's actually a list here that I got of the because you're just pointing out the nice things about living with a woman, but from a woman's perspective, the top 10 annoying things about living with a man are: number 1, water on the bathroom floor; 2, not taking the bins out; 3, not washing up correctly. I'm sorry, lads never wash the dishes properly. They rinse it and they don't actually go at it with the washing liquid, and it's just leaving tissues in the trouser pocket when putting it in a wash.
Whoever's doing the wash, and I want to stop you there, Maura. Whoever is doing the wash should have the responsibility. Should be to check the pockets. My mammy always checked the pockets.
That's like the cardinal sin. Like, I was living with somebody at some one stage and they kept pointing out things like saying like, oh, but my mother does it this way. I was like,
oh,
yeah,
you can't say that. Yeah,
yeah,
you can't say that.
Like, that lad was lucky to, not lose a limb. Other things that annoy lads annoy women when they move in together: not cleaning the house properly, not picking the clothes up off the floor, leaving shaving trimmings in the sink. I think men and women both do that. I think women don't clean out the bath properly after they've shaved their legs, speaking from living with women, and not being organised with money. And number 1, leaving the toilet seat up. Why cannot lads put it back down?
That's
sure.
That doesn't.
Why can't women live it up?
Because they're in a hurry in the middle of the night going in, and next thing they sit down and suddenly they're in the toilet bowl. And
the big thing I found, living with a woman is, I'll probably get slapped in the jaw now for this. Do you know, like, women shed an awful lot of hair, like, on their head, like.
Yeah, long hair. Yeah.
Do you know, it's always coiled in around the yoke in the shower. Like.
You have to get one of them little grids.
Lad, you want
from when I had long hair.
Yeah.
You have to put down there's a little trapper you can get.
Jeez.
Or you can get
clean it out regular.
You can get gel that dissolves it as well.
I'll have to invest, lads.
Yeah, the big one jumping out of me here. Do people not have clothesbins?
Yeah, but see, the thing is, you have a clothes bin, but you also have a clothes chair. So, like, the chair is for where clothes that aren't quite dirty, but you're going to wear them again. I think the chair is an unspoken relationship savior.
Like jumpers and stuff, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm class at? Like, is like
Everton.
no,
Every sport. I try my hand out. Go on.
no, it's like stuffing things in. So like, I have a clothes bin at home. We've went through 3 of them, like, because like, even though it's real full, I'll stay stuffing stuff into it, like,
And you break it.
and I eventually break it. And it's the same with the bin. Like, the bin could be overflowing, and I'd be like, I'll get that in there now. And then, like, by the time you go to take out the bin, then the black bag in the bin, it's just like stuck down the bottom. All the stuff's on top of it. I must say, I must be at an absolute disaster.
Well, can we retort tomorrow with the top 10 things that annoy men about living with a BR?
Yeah.
Not picking up clothes from the floor. Oh no, sorry.
That's it,
That's it, yeah. Not picking up
It's
clothes.
a mutual one. Men and women do it. I think maybe women probably do it more, but I don't know. We'll see.
Leaving empty toilet roll in the holder. That sounds like, if that's the worst thing she's doing,
Yeah, you've got to open an item in the fridge before another is finished.
Yeah, I do that. I open up milk before the other one's finished.
What the hell is that about?
I don't know, I just have a phobia of sour milk. So if I know a carton's been sitting in the
Throw it
the
out.
fridge for 3 days, like, it's still fresh.
Yeah, but you drink tea here, like, he probably has that milk here for the last 2 weeks.
Never know.
Yeah, I started bringing my own coffee.
Yeah.
Putting empty items back in the fridge, that is a bugbear now.
I wouldn't do that. I don't know.
It's a certain type of person who would do that.
That's people with like commitment issues.
Yeah.
Not taking out the bins. Hair in the plug
Sure,
hole.
women shouldn't have to do that.
There it is.
Whoa. Is that a man's job, taking out the bins?
Yeah.
Oh, let's.
What's a woman's job?
Not filling the bins. You know, like, to be fair, I'd say in most houses, like, and I know this is like modern or average, but there's some just roles that girls prefer doing, and that's one thing, is like doing the grocery shop. I think lads are terrible at doing the grocery shop, so therefore if the women buy the groceries, the lads should put the groceries away and put them into the bins also when they're done and finished with them.
Putting out the bins, bad. A big manly job. Feel like a lumberjack when I put out the bins.
Another one is obviously here in the plug hole. Not being organised with money is another one. I think women are more organised than men.
I lived with a girl and she was fairly unorganised with money. She was, yeah.
Leaving hair clips and bobbles around the house. Now that is true.
These all seem like small things, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nowhere here does it like, she killed me dog. No, she rode me best mate. There's nothing serious here that you couldn't get over, I think.
So Maura, do you reckon this girl is, if she's initiating this moving in together, do you think like she's doing this because she's ready for getting engaged, she's ready for getting married, the whole lot?
I think she's trying to move it to the next level. She mightn't want to do the whole, she mightn't want to get engaged yet, but she wants to see if he is marriage material. Like, she's been with him 18 months. She obviously likes him, but you don't know somebody properly until you actually live with them, I think.
I would recommend living with someone before getting married. No, I've never been married, but I'm just saying, we did an episode on college. I haven't been there either. So here we go. Can we throw a few stats out at people?
Yes.
According to a recent Eurostat survey, the average age at which young Irish people now leave the family home is 26.3 years of age, which is pretty close to the European average. On the other hand, above in the Nordic countries, the Swedens, the Denmarks, the Finlands, people move out at around 21. And below in the Mediterranean, it could be 31. What the hell?
26 seems very old to leave home in Ireland. No, I left when I was 19, but that's...
See, I think it's different. If you're from the country, you probably are going to move out for college or to move to a bigger city to get a job. Whereas if you're from Dublin, like, a lot of the people I went to college with in Dublin are still living with their parents or have had to move back home because they're saving for a deposit or whatever. So.
Yeah, rent is extortionate in Dublin, man.
Yeah, well, that did just cross me. Like in Care, you can probably move out a lot handier because 4 lads could go out and rent a house there, and it's in some way affordable if you have a full-time job. Like.
Oh yeah, like when I first moved into a gaff in Care, I think we were paying like €240 a month, which is manageable for a lad with a job. Yeah, whereas not in Dublin, you're going to be paying $2,000 a month.
Yeah, $2,000 the average. Cork 1,300, Limerick 1,200. Wow, that is a lot on rent.
Yeah, but I had a friend who herself and the boyfriend, they moved into a very expensive apartment in Smithfield before they got married, and she looked at it's going to cost us a lot, but I want to live together for 12 months before we actually take the decision to buy a house or move down the country or something like that, because it'd be saving you a lot of money in the long run if it didn't work out.
So just back to Mick here. A lot of lads anyway, I know, and a lot of my mates would think that if a fella moved in with a girl, that he's under the thumb, is the expression. That
he's not going to be any crack anymore.
Yeah, that men can kind of get into this state of helplessness when they're with women. Like,
I think lads use that as an excuse to. They just get tired of going out in the tear.
Maybe. Like, I remember saying to a lad, do you want to come away for the weekend? And he said, I'll check with the missus.
He just didn't want to go with you.
Smack's deleted his phone number right there and there.
I understand if you have kids now.
Yeah.
There's a responsibility to say to your missus, like, look, is it alright if I go away for the weekend? I know you'll have the kid for the weekend. And I mean, if she says no, you're like, bad choice. I mean, there is a whole thing that if Mick moves in with her, he'll have to accept that when she says you're getting new curtains and flower pots and all this, you're getting and that's the end of it. You'll have fucking window boxes and
yeah, you probably get into a habit of running things by someone. You might find yourself that, like, you're hanging around with this person every evening now. So you
Yeah.
both finish work at like 5 or 6 o'clock. You come home, and you probably get into a habit of we have dinner together, and then
Well, like she could be living in a house. You could have a house in the middle of the countryside, and she might enjoy being in a house on her own overnight. You know, that'd be, you know,
But
Jack
all-
Russell mightn't be the best guard dog. You know,
all that whole idea of like settling down is a state of mind.
Yeah.
Sure, you could be a couple living together and still be mad as a bag of frogs, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. No, I think it'll come to the point where you go, yeah, enough of this fucking shit, and you accept nesting is a real thing, and you just accept. Okay, I've had my fun.
No.
Time to nest.
yeah.
No. It's funny. I was talking about helplessness. I was in a lad's gaff there recently, and he made tea, and he was like, "Go on, I'll get biscuits," and he had to ask the missus like, "Where are the biscuits?" Like, and then he came back with some, and she was like, "Not those ones," and he was looking at her going like, "But sure, I don't know anything about biscuits," like, and he's got like he's a very responsible man and has a good job, man, but it's just like, you know, food around the house and all that. He just knew nothing about it.
Not his forte, right? So if we all give Mick our little nugget of,
I think Mick needs to sit down and think, what does he want? Because he's going along with, he's thinking about what the missus wants. He's thinking about what his friends are telling him. What do you want, Mick? And then decide. Do what's best for you.
100, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, Mick, I think you should move in with her. I think you're 27. Everybody this feels like I'm just talking about myself here.
You're letting society decide.
Yeah, no.
Mick has to do what's right for him.
Yeah, 100%. But like he's been influenced, it seems, from his letter by the lads and being a lad.
Yeah, but you've been influenced by like culture. At 27, you move in. Like, says who?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah,
But
you are. You're
when
just.
if you could
Go on,
listen
go on,
to
go
it
on.
and let me make a point.
That's not what I do here.
Thanks a million. When I got to 27, I'm saying from my experience, and I moved in, it made sense for me to move in. Now, I know I did have her out, but I was much happier when I moved in with my missus than I was when I was living with the lads. And it kind of made a man of me very quick. So that would be my advice to Mick would be, look, you have to want to do it yourself. And if you do, then move in. Don't mind what anyone else says.
What do you think, Johnny B?
Be a lad, fucking shag, yeah.
No, Mick's got to do what Mick wants to do. And I would agree with Maura. You want to know what the crack is with this one. What are her intentions with Mick? And don't fall into that trap of like
Not knowing where the biscuits is.
yeah. And also then the boys are like, "Oh, do you want to go for pints?" And he's like, "Oh no, myself and Mary like always go to the garden centre on Sundays." Like,
don't be like,
don't be one of them pricks.
don't be one of them lads going off to Man Falls getting a picture taken in front of Man Falls.
Unless you're really into walking, like. So you didn't, you know what I mean?
I've never been to Man Falls, nor will I. I'll hold tough,
You're
lads.
at the Mahon Shopping Centre.
Yeah, I love that place. That's one of my
Nando's.
favourite places. One of my favourite. Mick, get in touch and let us know what decision you came to. We feel invested in you now.
And all the mixed mates, the lads. What did the lads want to say?
The lads be writing in just going pints.
lads.
Okay, we'll leave it there so.